A lot of the clients that have engaged us have done so to help them with a move into the cloud or right after they've made a move into the cloud. When you move into the cloud, you have to redesign what you have. If you don't, you're going to spend more money, not less. We see clients who spin resources up and forget that they're there, and they use something for a month, but they pay for it for a year. We try and teach clients about services that they might want to take advantage of because the services are better managed, less expensive, and easier to scale. Right? It's a win in every direction. If somebody lets their password out, well, that's unfortunate for them. If a company lets 1,000 or 1,000,000 users' passwords out, well, that's a problem for everybody. If you get compromised, you need to have the ability to change these things. We try and teach people about how to do that, how to set the environment up so that not only is it possible, but it's actually a regular part of the flow to change these credentials, so that it's not a surprise when you have to do it all of a sudden. It's like, oh, we know we have a method for doing this, but we don't know what it is. Oh no, that just happens every week. It's okay, it's just part of the routine operation. There's a model of shutting down a data center and moving into the cloud, which is known as lift and shift. You basically have a data center and you try and replicate that data center into a cloud environment. Turns out that's an expensive thing to do because you're paying for processors to be idle as an expense, as opposed to in a data center where it's a capital expenditure that you've already made. When we're helping somebody move into the cloud, whether it's a redesign of an existing system or a design of a new one, we have the advantage of having seen a lot of different ways that it's been done. We've seen the ones that work well, we've seen the ones that don't work well, and we can offer sort of a palette of choices that we think represent best practices. We try and find solutions that don't just solve a problem in the immediate sense, but that will persist, they have longevity, so that not only is the problem fixed, but it won't recur. In terms of cost, we help people manage the resources that they're using and understand how to manage the resources they're using. A problem is being solved with the right tool instead of the wrong tool. That goes to efficiency. If you have an efficient environment, it's going to naturally be a less expensive environment to run. Security can be about protecting the company from outside forces. It could be hackers. It could be people trying to do denial of service. It can also be inside. That could be a disgruntled worker. Or it can be security against mistakes. And then we document everything we do. And documentation explains why we made the choices we did, explains how things work. It may explain choices that can be made later, because it's not always the case that we implement everything that we talk about at first, but instead sort of say we've left this open-ended. And that documentation not only becomes a history of what's happened, but a tool for educating people who come along later. The clients have needs. We've got enough people with enough experience across a variety of systems. We will find the right consultant to work with you on the problems that you have.